It was a Saturday, the kind of crisp, perfect October morning that feels like a reward. I was in the kitchen, grinding coffee. The smell of dark roast filled the room. This house, the one I designed and built long before I met Sarah, was my sanctuary. Every line, every window was my own work. Sarah and her son, Liam, moved in 3 years ago. I thought we were building a family. I thought we were happy. Liam is 16. He's always been difficult, quiet, intense, and attached to his mother in a way that felt more like ownership than affection. I tried to connect, I really did. But I was always the outsider, the replacement. "Mark," Sarah called from the stairs. "Can you check on Liam? He's been in his room all day. He won't answer me." I sighed, "Sure." I rinsed my hands and headed up the oak staircase I'd designed. The house was quiet. I tapped on his door. "Liam, you okay in there?" Silence, then a muffled thump. I tapped again, harder. "Liam, open the door." Nothing. A prickle of genuine concern hit me. I tried the handle. Locked. "Liam, I'm serious. Open this door or I'm getting the key." The door flew open. Liam stood there, his face pale and furious. His room was a mess, but my eyes went straight to the wall. There was a fresh, fist-sized hole punched in the drywall. "What the hell did you do?" I asked, my voice rising. "Get out," he yelled. "Not until you tell me what this is. We don't punch walls in this house, kid." I said, "Get out of my room." He shoved me, not hard but a clear, defiant push. I grabbed his arms to steady him and maybe to stop him from swinging again. "Calm down, we're going to talk about this." That's when he screamed. It wasn't a yell of anger, it was a scream of pure, theatrical terror. "Get off me, you're hurting me." Sarah was upstairs in a second. She burst into the room to see a scene that must have looked horrific out of context. Me holding her son by the arms, him struggling, his face a mask of pain. "Mark, what are you doing?" she shrieked. I let go immediately. He punched a hole in the wall. I was trying to calm him down. "He attacked me." Liam scrambled away, clutching his left shoulder. He came in, he was yelling, he grabbed me and shoved me against the wall. My blood ran cold. That is not what happened, Liam, don't lie." "My arm, I think it's broken." Liam was crying now, real tears. He cradled his arm, and as his sleeve fell, I saw it. A dark, ugly, purplish bruise was already forming on his bicep. It looked fresh, shockingly fast. "Mark, look what you did." Sarah rushed to Liam, pulling him into her. She looked at me, and the look in her eyes, it wasn't confusion. It wasn't a question, it was judgment, it was a verdict. "Sarah, he is lying." He shoved me. I grabbed him to stop him. "He's a child, Mark, and you're a grown man. Look at his arm." "I didn't do that, that wasn't me." The silence in the room was a physical weight. Sarah stood, shielding Liam, who was peering at me from behind her shoulder. His eyes were not scared. They were cold, victorious. "Get out," Sarah whispered. "What?" "Get out of my house." "Sarah, this is my house. We need to talk about this. He is manipulating you." "I will call the police, Mark. I swear to God, get out of this house right now before I call the cops and tell them you assaulted my son." I looked at her, the woman I had loved for 5 years. She was a stranger. She had already chosen. I had been tried and convicted in 30 seconds. I walked past them. I went to my room, grabbed my wallet, my keys, and a jacket. I didn't pack a bag. This was a nightmare. I would wake up. I walked downstairs, through the kitchen I'd designed, past the coffee I'd been grinding. I opened the front door, and as I stepped out, I heard the deadbolt click shut behind me. The first night in a hotel room is a special kind of hell. The air hums with recycled indifference. I sat on the edge of a bed that wasn't mine and replayed the scene 1,000 times. The scream, the bruise, the speed of that bruise. It didn't make sense, it felt staged, practiced. I called Sarah over and over. She finally picked up on the 7th try. "Stop calling," she hissed. "Sarah, you have to listen to me." Liam set me up. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I did not hurt him. I saw the bruise, Mark. I saw it with my own eyes. He's at the urgent care right now. They think it's a deep tissue contusion. They're asking questions. "What questions?" "Questions about his home life, about you." "What am I supposed to say, Mark?" "That my husband, the man I trusted, flies into rages and attacks my son." "I have never, ever laid a hand on you or him. You know that." There was a pause, a tiny, agonizing pause where I thought the real Sarah might come back. "I don't know what I know anymore," she said and hung up. That was the last time we spoke as husband and wife. The next day, Monday, I tried to log into our joint savings account. Access denied. I called the bank. I'm sorry, Mr. Evans. A hold has been placed on this account by the secondary signee. We can't give you access. She was freezing me out using my own money. Then on Tuesday, the email arrived, not from her, from a lawyer. Petition for dissolution of marriage. It was happening, it was real. She wasn't just kicking me out, she was erasing me. The petition was full of lies, irreconcilable differences, history of volatility, fear for my own and my son's physical safety. She was building a case, and the bruise was her foundation. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I just kept seeing that bruise. How did it appear so fast, so perfectly? I'm an architect. I think in systems, in cause and effect. This effect was wrong. I went online, I started searching how to fake a bruise, how to create a realistic bruise quickly. The results were disturbing: makeup tutorials, theatrical tricks, but then I found something else. Medical articles, articles about self-inflicted injuries, and articles about impact. A bruise that dark, that fast, would require a significant, sudden, precise blow. He didn't hit the walls, he couldn't have. The angle was wrong. I thought back, he shoved me, I grabbed his arms, both arms, my grip was on his upper arms, true. But a restraining grip doesn't create a single, circular, violent contusion. Not like that. That bruise was there before I grabbed him. Or he did it to himself just before or right as she was running up the stairs. The thump I heard, I thought it was him falling. What if it wasn't? What if it was the sound of him creating his evidence? It was a terrifying thought that a 16-year-old kid could be that calculating, that evil. But it was the only thing that made sense. He had planned this. He punched the wall to lure me in. He had the bruise ready. He waited for me to grab him, and then he screamed. It was a trap, a perfectly designed trap, and I had walked right into it. Sarah wasn't just a victim of his manipulation, she was his willing audience. The divorce papers were a declaration of war. She wasn't just leaving me, she was coming for my house, my savings, my reputation. That prenup we signed, her lawyer was already claiming it was signed under duress, a total fabrication. I was being painted as an abusive monster, and I had no proof. It was my word against her terrified child. I could fight this in court. I could sit in a deposition and say I didn't do it. My lawyer, a stone-faced man named Ben, told me the truth. Mark, he said, she said, with a minor involved, you're starting in a hole, a deep one. They have a photo of the bruise, they have a hospital report. What do you have? The truth. The truth, Ben said, tapping his pen, is a story. The person with the best evidence tells the best story. Right now, they're holding the pen. That's when I knew I couldn't defend. I had to attack. I had to find the truth and prove it. If Liam was smart enough to stage this, he was arrogant enough to leave a trail. I knew what I had to do. I was going to find out why. I wasn't just going to win a divorce case. I was going to get my life back, and I was going to expose them for exactly what they were. I found David Cross online. His reviews were not from happy people. They were from relieved people. He found the money. He got the proof. He saved my business. His office was a small, dusty room above a print shop. He looked more like a tired accountant than a detective. He had watery blue eyes and wore a cheap suit. He listened. He didn't interrupt. I told him everything. The fight, the bruise, the locked account, the house. When I finished, he just looked at me. She owns part of the house. No, I owned it outright 10 years before we married. The prenup is ironclad, or was. She's not stupid, Cross said, his voice a low gravel. She's claiming abuse. In this state, a judge can grant exclusive use and possession of the marital home to the victim during proceedings. Doesn't matter who owns it. She's trying to get you on the hook for domestic violence. If that sticks, she invalidates the prenup and takes half of everything. The house, your business, everything. My stomach tightened. So what do? We find out who this kid really is. Cross leaned forward. Kids like this, they don't just wake up one day and execute a perfect frame-up. They have help, or they have a motive. Usually it's money, or it's getting rid of you for another reason. You have any idea what's on his computer, his phone? I'm locked out, I can't get in the house. You don't need the house, Cross smiled, and it wasn't a nice smile. You just need his cloud accounts. His social media, and you need to give me access to your finances, all of them, especially the ones you share with your wife. I hired him on the spot. I gave him a retainer that made my eyes water. One more thing, Cross said as I was leaving. Start a new bank account. Add a new bank and change all your passwords, not just your bank. Everything, your email, your Amazon, your Netflix, everything today. 2 days later, Cross called me. You were right, Mark, the kid is a piece of work. What did you find? I was pacing my hotel room, which now felt like a prison cell. Liam has 2 Instagram accounts. One is public, it's all pictures of him and his mom, skateboarding, school events, looks perfect. The other one is private, locked down tight, but his best friend isn't so careful. Cross had found a digital trail, messages, deleted posts. He'd pulled data from Liam's friend's profile. Listen to this, Cross said. This is a message from his friend 2 days before the incident. Dude, you really gonna do it? Your mom is gonna flip. Liam's response, she'll get over it. It's the only way. He won't leave, so I'm making him leave. She'll thank me later. My heart was hammering. That's it. That's proof of premeditation. It's good, Cross said, but it's not the knockout. It could be anything, a bad report card, a prank. We need something concrete. We need the how. I'm working on his cloud backup. He's smart. He's been deleting things, but kids don't know that deleted isn't gone, not if you know where to look. He was right. It was a start. It was the first time in a week I had felt something other than despair. I felt a cold, hard flicker of anger, of strategy. The next call from Cross came a day later. This one was different. His voice was grim. Mark, we have a bigger problem. I've been auditing the joint account, the one she locked you out of. What about it? She didn't just lock it, she's been emptying it, but not recently. What do you mean? I mean for the last 6 months, small transfers at first, a few hundred here, 1,000 there, moving from your joint savings into a new account, one I've never seen before. An affair, my mind jumped to the obvious. No, not an affair, the new account. It's a savings account in your name, one you didn't open. I was completely lost. How is that possible? Why would she move our money into an account I own? You don't, Cross said. Your stepson does. He opened a high-yield savings account online using your name, your social security number, and a fake email address. He's been siphoning your joint funds and probably some of Sarah's into an account that only he controls. He's been committing identity theft, financial fraud against both of you. I sat down on the hotel bed. How much? As of this morning, $42,000. This wasn't just a kid trying to get rid of his stepdad. This was a long con, a heist. But why? I stammered. What's the money for? I don't know yet, Cross said, but here's the kicker, the day you got kicked out. The transfer stopped and a new transfer pattern began. He started moving money out of that fraudulent account into a third account. This one is clean, it's in his name, a student account he's linked to a debit card. He's spending it. He's getting ready to run, or he's buying something big. The frame up, Mark, this wasn't just to get you out of the house. This was to cover his tracks. He needed chaos. He needed you and his mom to be so busy fighting each other that nobody was watching the bank accounts. We need to see him, I told Cross. We need to know what he's doing. Already on it. Cross put a 2-man surveillance team on Liam. For 2 days they followed him, and for 2 days he was the perfect grieving son. He went to school. He came straight home. He didn't go out. He was recovering from his injury. His arm was in a sling. He was selling the performance. But on the 3rd day he slipped. The surveillance guy, a young ex-military type, called Cross. Cross patched me in. Heads up, the guy said. Subject is on the move. He's not on his usual route from school. He's at a car dealership. What kind of dealership? Cross asked. Used high-end BMW Audi. He's not browsing. He's talking to a salesman. He's pointing at a specific car, a black Audi S4. How much is a car like that? I asked, my voice shaking. Used 45,000, the surveillance guy said. Oh wait, he's shaking hands. I think he's buying it. He's going inside with the salesman to the finance office. My blood boiled. He's buying a sports car with my money while I'm in a hotel. It's beautiful, isn't it? Cross said. He's impatient. He just couldn't wait. He's handing us the whole case on a silver platter. The bank transfers, the identity theft, and now a major purchase that a 16-year-old with no job could never afford. We've got him, Mark. It's still not enough, I said. What? We've got him on the fraud, but that doesn't clear me of the assault. Sarah will just say he's a troubled kid, that he's acting out because of the abuse. She'll spin it. I need to prove the bruise was a lie. I need to prove he faked it. There was a long pause on the line. I'm still working on that cloud backup, Cross said. It's heavily encrypted, but I have a guy. Give me one more day. The call came at 3 a.m. I was awake. I was always awake. I'm sending you a file, Cross said. His voice was electric. I'm sending you a link to a secure server. Log in, watch it, then call me back. I scrambled for my laptop. The link opened to a single video file. My hand was shaking as I clicked play. The video was shaky. It was from a webcam. It was Liam's room. He was on a video call with his friend, the same one from the messages. You watching? Liam says to his friend. The friend's voice is tinny. Yeah man, is your mom home? Downstairs, she'll be making dinner for an hour. Liam's face is a mix of excitement and malice. This has to look real. Mark is always telling me to take responsibility. I'm about to. He pulls up his sleeve. His bicep is pale, unmarked. Then he reaches under his bed and pulls out a small, dark object. It's a pool ball, the solid purple 4. Dude, no way, his friend says, laughing. Just watch. Liam holds the pool ball. He looks at his arm. He takes a breath, and then he slams the ball into his own bicep. Once, a sickening, solid thwack. He hisses in pain, his eyes watering. Aw damn that, okay. Holy, says his friend. One more, Liam says through gritted teeth, for good measure. He hits himself again, harder. This time he drops the ball and grabs his arm, genuinely crying out. Oh God, okay, that's it, that's perfect. He turns his arm to the camera. It's already turning red. It's angry, the beginnings of that awful dark bruise. That's gonna look so bad tomorrow, his friend says, full of admiration. Tomorrow, Liam laughs, a cold, sharp sound. It's gonna look perfect in 10 minutes. I'm gonna go punch the wall. Old Mark is going to lose his mind. He'll be gone by dinner, and then it's just us and the money. The video ended. I sat in the dark hotel room, completely still. My heart wasn't pounding, it was slow. Heavy. I wasn't just angry, I was hollow. The calculation, the sheer sociopathic cruelty to himself, to me, to his own mother. I called Cross. I saw it, I said. We got him, Cross whispered. We got him. I watched the video 7 times. Each time I saw something new, the casual way he planned it, the laugh and the money. This was never just about getting rid of me, it was a payday. Cross's full report landed in my inbox an hour later. He had it all. The recovered text messages between Liam and Sarah. It was a masterclass in gaslighting. Liam, Mom, did you know Mark transferred $5,000 out of the joint account? He told me not to tell you. A lie. This was when Liam started his fraud. Sarah, what? He's in a meeting, I'll ask him. Liam, no, please don't. He'll be so mad at me. He said it was for a business expense he didn't want you to worry about. Please don't say anything. He was poisoning her, planting seeds of doubt, making me look secretive and deceptive while he was the one stealing. Then the messages got darker. Liam, Mark was looking at your texts last night. I saw him. Liam, he made a comment about your new dress, said you were trying too hard. I told him that was mean. Lie after lie after lie. He was isolating her from me, making me the enemy, and she was letting him. She was believing him. She wanted to believe him. The final piece was a text from Liam to his friend, the week before the incident. Friend, so what's the plan after you buy the car? Liam's mom and I are moving, California. She's always wanted to, she just never had the money to leave him. Now she will, or I will. It all snapped into focus. He wasn't just getting me out of the way to buy a car. He was trying to liquidate my assets to fund a new life for him and his mother. He was going to drain me dry, pin it all on the acrimonious divorce, and disappear with Sarah. He didn't just frame me for assault, he was framing me for the financial ruin he was causing. I had everything: the video, the bank records, the text messages, the surveillance photos of Liam at the car dealership. My lawyer Ben was ecstatic. This is it, Mark. This is a nuke. We file this with the court. We file for an emergency hearing. We get a restraining order against him. We file criminal charges for the fraud. We win. It's over. No, I said. Ben stared at me. What do you mean, no, this is the ball game? It's not enough, I said. If we file this, it all happens in a courtroom. It'll be a legal battle. She'll claim she knew nothing about the money. She'll claim I doctored the video. She will fight and lie and drag this out for a year. It'll be her high-priced lawyer against us. It'll be endless. I'll be bled dry. So what do you suggest? I'm not going to ambush her in court. I'm going to ambush her in person. Ben's face went pale. Mark, that is a terrible idea. Do not confront them. That's what they'll be expecting. It's volatile. It's not going to be a confrontation. It's going to be a presentation. I felt a strange calm settle over me. The architect was back. I had my blueprints. I need a public place, I said. Somewhere neutral, somewhere she can't scream and play the victim, somewhere she has to sit and listen. Mark, just get the paperwork ready, Ben. The criminal charges, the motion to have her and Liam removed from my house, all of it. I want it in a folder, ready to file, but I'm delivering the first copy. I sent Sarah a text, my first contact in over a week. My fingers were steady. Me, Sarah, we need to talk. It's not about the divorce, it's about Liam. I found something out, something you need to see. It's about his safety and his future. I was baiting the hook, playing on her one vulnerability, her devotion to him. She replied almost instantly, Sarah, what are you talking about? If you have something to say, send it to my lawyer. Me, I can't. This is not for a lawyer. This is for a mother. I'm at the Mill Coffee Shop on Grand. I will be here for 1 hour. If you don't come, I'm taking what I found directly to the police. The police threat was the key. She would be terrified I was pressing charges against her for the false accusations. She would come, if only to control the narrative. Sarah, fine, 30 minutes, I'm bringing Liam. A cold smile touched my lips. Perfect. The mill was crowded, the 3 p.m. lull, people on laptops, quiet meetings. I chose a table in the back corner. A small booth, it was private but visible, perfect. I had a thick, heavy manila folder on the table in front of me. Inside was Cross's entire report, printed bank statements, color printouts of the text messages, a USB drive. My phone was on the table, screen dark. The video was queued up, ready to play. My heart wasn't pounding, it was beating slow and steady. This wasn't revenge. This wasn't course correction, this was physics. They walked in. Sarah looked tired, stressed. The legal fight was wearing on her. Liam was with her. He wasn't in a sling, he walked with a swagger, the smug, arrogant confidence of someone who had won. He thought he was untouchable. He thought this was his mother's final takedown of me. He looked at me and his eyes were full of contempt. They slid into the booth opposite me. Mark, Sarah said, her voice low and tense. You have 5 minutes. What is this? A last-ditch attempt to beg. It's pathetic. It's not a negotiation, Sarah, I said, my voice just as quiet. It's an exit interview. Liam scoffed. Just sign the papers, old man. Mom wants the house. Quiet, Liam, Sarah snapped. She was nervous. The public setting had her on edge. I slid the heavy folder across the table. You're right, Sarah, this is about the house, and the money, your money, my money, and all the money Liam has been stealing from us for 6 months. Sarah's face tightened. What are you talking about? More lies, I'm leaving. Sit down. My voice didn't rise, but it had a steel edge she hadn't heard in years. She froze. Page 1, I said, that's an application for a savings account, opened online 3 months ago, in my name, with my social security number. An account I never opened. Do you recognize the P.O. box used for the address? Sarah scanned the paper. That's the box Liam's father used to use. Exactly. Now turn to page 2. That's a list of transfers, starting small, $501,000 from our joint savings into this new, fraudulent account. For 6 months, totaling $42,000. Sarah went white. She looked at Liam. Liam, what is this? This is his lies, right? Liam was a statue. His smugness was gone, replaced by a brittle, chalky fear. And page 3, I continued, my voice relentless. That's the fun part. That's the surveillance photo Cross took yesterday of Liam at an Audi dealership buying a $45,000 S4 with a debit card linked to that fraudulent account. He was celebrating. Sarah's head snapped back to her son. Liam, you bought a car. He faked those, Liam stammered. He's lying to break us up, Mom, like I told you he would. He's very convincing, isn't he, Sarah? I said. He gaslit you about me and he gaslit you about the money. He's been playing both of us. But the bank fraud, that's almost not the worst part. Sarah was shaking, her eyes were darting between me and her son. She was trapped, she didn't know who to believe. The house of lies was cracking, but she was still inside it. He's a kid, Mark, she whispered, her voice desperate. He's troubled, he's been through a lot, he's acting out, it doesn't excuse what you did. What I did, I repeated. You mean the assault, the attack, the bruise? Yes, she said, grabbing onto her anger like a life raft. You hurt my son. He's right, Mom, Liam said, his voice suddenly strong. He saw his opening. He's trying to distract you, he hurt me, he's a monster. Okay, I said. I picked up my phone. Let's talk about the bruise. I turned the phone around and hit play. The small coffee shop was filled with the tiny, tinny sound of Liam's voice. You watching? Dude, no way. Just watch. Sarah's eyes glued to the screen. I watched her. I didn't watch the video. I watched her face. I watched the confusion morph into dawning horror. I watched her eyes widen as Liam picked up the purple pool ball. I watched her hand fly to her mouth as the first thwack sounded. I watched a small, choked sob escape her as he hit himself again harder. That's gonna look perfect in 10 minutes. I'm gonna go punch the wall. Old Mark is going to lose his mind. He'll be gone by dinner. The video ended. The only sound was the hiss of the espresso machine and the quiet murmur of other people's lives. Liam was white. He was trying to say something. That's a deep fake. That's AI. He faked it. Sarah didn't even look at him. She was staring at me. Her face was a ruin. The betrayal, the realization, the humiliation. It was all crashing down on her at once. She finally understood. She hadn't been protecting her son from me. She had been his accomplice. Sarah, I said, my voice flat, he didn't just lie. He planned, he performed, he committed a federal crime, and he used you as his weapon. Mark, she whispered, it was a plea, but for what? Forgiveness, help. I stood up. I left the folder on the table. I left my phone on the table, the video still on the screen. Inside that folder, I said, is a copy of the criminal complaint for identity theft and wire fraud, and a motion to have you and Liam removed from my property by the end of the week. My lawyer is filing the originals in the morning, unless you choose a different path. She looked up, her eyes desperate. What path? You're going to walk out of here, you're going to go to the bank, you are going to put every single cent of that $42,000 back into my account. I don't care how. Sell the car you just bought. Take it from your own accounts, you will make me whole. I pointed at Liam, and he is going to a psychiatric facility, a good one, a long-term one. You will check him in today, or I will send this video and these bank statements to the district attorney, and he will go to a juvenile facility, your choice. And the divorce, she choked out. You will drop it, I said. You will sign a new postnup drafted by my lawyer that waives any and all claim to my home, my business, and my retirement ever. You will sign it, or you will be named as an accessory to his fraud, because you were his accessory, Sarah. You were just too blind to see it. Liam stared at me, his eyes burning with pure, uncut hatred. He had lost, and he knew it. Sarah just broke. She put her head in her hands and she began to sob. Quiet, racking, hopeless sobs. I looked at them one last time, the woman I loved, the boy I tried to raise, both of them liars, both of them thieves. It was never about the money, Sarah, I said. It was about the truth. I turned and I walked out of the coffee shop. It's been 3 months. The house is quiet, it's mine again. The divorce was never filed. The new postnup was signed. The money was returned, every dime. Liam is at a residential treatment center in Utah. I get the bills. They are astronomical. I pay them without a word. Sarah calls me sometimes. She's in a small apartment across town. She's broken. She's in therapy. She wants to talk. She wants to rebuild. But I know about foundations. You can't rebuild on cracked granite. You can't rebuild on sand. You have to tear the whole thing down. I'm sitting in my kitchen. The coffee is brewing. It's a crisp, clear morning. It's quiet. And for the first time in a long time, the house feels clean. It feels like mine. My vindication isn't loud. It's not a celebration. It's just silence, the silence of the truth, the silence of a life I've taken back. They will always underestimate you. They will count on your shame, on your silence. They will expect you to break. My advice, don't break, document, get a professional, build your case. And when you have the truth, don't just show it, present it. They built a trap for me, but they forgot I'm the one who draws the blueprints. If you have ever been gaslit, betrayed, or falsely accused, hit that subscribe button because the best revenge isn't living well, it's proving you were right all along.